guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be testing out the third palette out of my Ace Beauty Paradise Collection palettes that I picked up not too long ago. And today the palette that I'm testing out is this Classical Paradise palette. And as you can see here, it has this gorgeous green packaging with these birds of paradise on here. And let me just go ahead and show you what the inside looks like. So just like the other palettes, there is a nice mirror in here, and these are the shades that are in this palette. So as you can see, there's some nice warm earthy tones in this palette. There are names listed under each shade, just like the other 4 palettes. But this is the theme of this palette here, and I must say, you guys, right off the bat, this palette is not my favorite out of the ones that I've tested so far. And it's not necessarily because of performance, it's more so probably because of the color scheme in here. While when I initially looked at it, I was like, oh, that's gorgeous, it's really pretty and different and unique. And I really wanted to just jump into this, you know, interesting green shade here, this golden apple. It didn't really give me that wow factor that I was looking for, I guess, but it is still a very nice shade. So anywho, let me just go ahead and jump into some swatches for you guys before I give you some of my overall thoughts on this palette. So as you can see here, there are some really pretty shadows in this palette. You do get 5 shimmer shadows in this palette, as well as 7 matte shadows in this palette. So there is a nice variety in here. Okay, you guys, so just some overall thoughts that I have on this palette. The matte shades, as you can see in the swatches, they are nicely pigmented. The colors do come off just how they are here in the palette. They are a bit powdery though. I will say that they are a bit powdery. I did get a bit of kick up in the pan, especially with this yellow shade here, which is Maize. I did get quite a bit of kick up using that. Even though the pigment was there, I did kind of have to go in and really reinforce it on my inner eyelid, just to kind of get the yellow to stay there. Maybe if I used a stickier base, it might have adhered a little bit better, but it is a very powdery eyeshadow. Now on the upper portion of my eyelid, where I have the yellow gradiating into the orange, which is this gorgeous shade here, Vegetation, and then it gradiates down into Clay in my crease area, and then I move down into Golden Apple and Maize on the lower portion of my lid. As you can see, you can see the gradation from each color on my lid. So I really like that, because with colors like these, sometimes they have a tendency to kind of muddy together when you're trying to blend them on your eyelid, but these blended out very nicely and they didn't lose their color. I did have to go in with the yellow and the orange a couple of times just to kind of make sure that I didn't lose the pigment, but as you can see, it does show up there very nicely, and I really like that about this palette. As far as the shimmer shadows go, I didn't really feel like using a lot of shimmers on my eyes today, so I only used this one here, which is Barley. And for Barley, I used that on my inner eyes as well as my brow bone, and I didn't have any issues with getting that to pop. You know, I just went ahead and placed it, and it was nice and bright and pigmented. And I actually had to kind of tone it down on my brow bone a bit because the pigment was there. It did kind of come off very bright and shiny. So I really liked that. Very nice kind of silver shimmery shade to use. Now, as you saw in the swatches, the other shimmer shades swatched very nicely, so I'm really looking forward to trying those out in a future look. And I'm really wanting to try out these deeper burgundy shades in a bit of a smoky eye. I wanted to keep it kind of light and simple today and just kind of see how the shadows, if they would play well together, honestly. And I feel like they did. I feel like any type of look that you want to create or come up with, that you can create it using these shades without having me any issues. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this palette. Do I think this palette is worth $35? This one in particular, no. I don't. And it could just be because of the color scheme or theme of the palette. To me, it's a little bit boring. It's not as exciting as the other 3 palettes in the collection, but it's still a nice palette nonetheless. If you do like these colors and you like these shades, if you don't already have these colors in your collection and you really want them, it is a very nice, unique palette. I think it would be great for fall, but I think it's good for spring and summer as well because of this gorgeous yellow, orange, and these burgundy shades. You can do a nice bright spring look also, or summer look. So anywho, enough about this. If you'd like to see how I created this look that I'm wearing today, then just stay tuned because it's coming up next.